Fighter jets that are supersonic have always held a unique charm because of their amazing speed and unadulterated power. These high-performance vehicles are impressive to see. Observe in action depending on their velocity to survive in the world that is always changing of armed forces post-World War II technology. A fighter manufacturing competition between the United States followed suit with Russia to create the best warplanes in the world, with an emphasis on fighter jets in particular, since subsequently it has been proposed that the best aircraft designers were rapid performance, while utilizing American manufacturers advanced to become stealth pioneers technology. But is this assertion true? The finding of this fighter that is supersonic jet appears to disagree with the entertaining. Join us as we unveil the startling "This is the fastest fighter that has been discovered." 2024 Global Jet, suggesting Russia produces the fastest possible speed, although it may sound silly aircraft, particularly with the publication of this new supersonic jets, but their endeavor must be identified as soon as possible. McCoy MiG-31 fighter jet, a Russian aircraft powerful supersonic interceptor created with known speed and precision as NATO's Foxhound, records the MiG-31 really is a speed demon. Boasts a 3,000 km top speed, which translates to about 1,864 miles per hour. This incredible speed enables the MiG-31 will quickly patrol a large area and block fast-moving, high-altitude dangers. To this fighter's position as a one thing that sets the long-range interceptor apart from that, tracking is its main function. Interacting with and neutralizing targets, in particular enemy missiles and aircraft at its maximum velocity, it can quickly close the separation between it and the incoming dangers, making it a strong defensive. MiG-31 is additionally outfitted with strong radar systems that enable it to follow several targets at once and use its ability to effectively engage them. Functioning within the stratosphere is an additional unique characteristic that gives it an benefit in particular situations. But that isn't the topic of our discussion here. Even though MiG-31 moves quickly, it still finds the American F-2 intolerable. This aircraft was a very remarkable design. Lockheed's technology was not only quick, but it was developed to be an absolute speed demon. As an interceptor created in the 1960s to achieve incredible speeds and intercept at a high altitude and speed dangers, especially from Soviet bombers in the YF-12, broke the sound in terms of speed barrier with ease and accelerate to as much as Mach 3.35, or approximately 2,275 miles per hour, or 3,660. To put that into context, Kampf could travel 1 mile per second at a time. Speeds enabled it to pursue and meet approaching threats with remarkable efficiency, and the amazing speed of the YF-112 wasn't the only noteworthy aspect of it. Had a cutting-edge radar installed, and using fire control systems, it's a strong foe in the skies. In actuality, it functioned as a IES testbed that made their way into other aircraft legends, such as the SR-71. Speaking of the SR-71 Blackbird, this aircraft is a supersonic reconnaissance, could speed up to Mach 3.2 just by cruising slightly slower than the YF-12, broke multiple speed records. Throughout the years it was in operation, solidifying its standing as among the quickest aircraft ever constructed. But now we are discussing the fastest of all time, and it's not the YF-12 or SR-71 Blackbird. It's the enigmatic and fabled SR-91. The SR-91 Aurora, shrouded in mystery, has long captivated the creativity of aviation enthusiasts and rumored by conspiracy theorists alike to be the most cutting-edge American aircraft, has stayed out of the public eye without any formal affirmation from producers, the U.S. government, or pilots. However, the atmosphere of the Aurora keeps up. The Aurora legends started in 1990 with the Aviation Week, and Space Technology magazine released an article saying in 1985, $455 million was set aside in the U.S. funding for an undisclosed project named Aurora. The alleged source of funding for this black project is said to have increased to $2 and 3 cents by fiscal year. Billion 1987, generating a feeling of mystery, and the early 1990s also brought with it anticipation and odd flurry of reports and sightings information regarding a mysterious high-speed aircraft in the shape of a triangle with an odd contrail. An engineer employed in the North Sea asserted that it saw a triangle-shaped plane getting fuel from a Boeing. This incident, the Stratotanker, marked the British government's interest, which quickly started, and however, things required a bit of research. Enigmatic shift when the U.S. government told their counterparts in Britain that there were no such aircraft. This denial only heightened the curiosity about the unidentified aerial vehicle, but this was only the very beginning. In 1991 in Southern California, there were several of sonic booms unmatched by any produced by recognized aircraft, such as the renowned SR-71 Blackbird. The booms confounded scientists who used specialized equipment to identify them. These booms were seismic sensors connected to a plane operating at a height of 990,000 feet and at varied Mach 4 to Mach 5 conversion, making it much quicker than traditional. By 1992, vapor trails with the plane's unique characteristics of a pulse wave explosion engine started to appear throughout. These contrails over American skies were connected to odd pulsating roars that intensify the conjecture during a particular instance of radio communications between were intercepted an OAX plane and 2 unidentified aircraft recognized as Dark Star November and Dark Star Mike. These exchanges of communication mentioned a plane that was flying far above at an unfathomable speed, 67,000 feet, possibly the most fascinating. Area 51, a fan by the name of Chuck Clark, asserted to own footage captured on camera of the mysterious aircraft, to which he made reference. He referred to it as the Aurora as a 130 sharply triangular aircraft, in length in line with the summaries provided by other. Clark, however, retained the tape as evidence, declaring in private that he was hesitant to divulge the nation's defense secrets until the timing was ideal, but not before these accounts and observations surfaced. They appeared to disappear for years. There was no convincing evidence in 1996, or reliable accounts of the Aurora emerge, evading the general public and aviation enthusiasts, unsure that we should not forget that there was a period in the late 1980s when numerous observers from the aerospace industries think that the United States possessed the technological aptitude and the drive to construct a replacement for the aging SR-71 Blackbird. As it transpired, their intuition was accurate. NASA and the U.S. Air Force since then, Lockheed has disclosed the creation of a replacement for SR-71 is a reality verified in a less enigmatic way more than the legendary SR-71 Aurora, a true aviation marvel. Blackbird, historically, it was the outcome of a top-secret dark project that brought domination of the United States in the aerospace, an unparalleled blend of cunning and speed. This aircraft was built primarily of titanium, driven by a pair of Pratt, and each of the Whitney J58 engines is able to generating an incredible 32,000 pounds of push. The power made the Blackbird possible to reach the Mach 3.2's maximum speed that was previously discussed and reach almost 85,000 feet in altitude. Perched on the edge of space, the pilots within the Dawn had to wear pressurized suits similar to those astronauts wear because of the elevated elevations at which they conducted 35 years. The supreme SR-71 Blackbird was in charge. As the pinnacle of reconnaissance aircraft in NASA, the U.S. Air Force's 1998 saw him retire, leaving a void that no other planes could take over. But the requirement for an unbeatable hypersonic, the SR-91 Aurora, and the remaining aircraft appeared as a possible solution to the SR-91 was reported to have a peak speed of more than Mach 6, doubles the speed at which its SR-91, not its predecessor, the SR-71 Aurora Real, that is still up for debate. Without a conclusive response, these reported sightings of the weird airplanes and inexplicable booms in sound have stimulated conjecture, but produced no solid. There is proof connecting these incidents to the in addition. Aviation Week, the SR-91 revealed the source of the Aurora rumors that Aurora mentioned a collection of exotic aircraft as opposed to a single airframe, but the specifics of the name Aurora was removed from the project, endured coming to be associated with rumors of a fresh, top-secret spy plane. But a former Lockheed worker clarified this matter and established that the code was, in fact, the Aurora Project. Appellation for the B-2 development program for stealth bombers. In his 1994 book, Ben Rich of Skunkworks explained that the code name for the budget was Aurora. The covert bomber took off with that, eventually produced the B-2 Spirit bomber. Interestingly, it seems that the admired hypersonic SR-91 was devoid of link to hypersonic technology. However, can we truly be certain, though, that the U.S. is presently developing hypersonic aircraft motivated by the requirement for upkeep its power in the face of powerful competition, especially from China? Numerous U.S. initiatives, including Project Chaos, resulting from Air Force Research Lab's goal is to create hypersonic. Project Mayhem for aircraft focuses on making a turbofan with combined cycles, a scramjet propulsion mechanism capable of move heavier payloads farther and faster longer than current systems in the early on in the flight. Mayhem uses these turbofan motors to drive the airplanes to over Mach 2 speeds. When it reaches this speed, it changes to scramjet engines intended for use at hypersonic velocity. Scramjets perform well. Supersonic airflow, which causes them to perfect for the aircraft's changeover past Mach 5, possibly reaching at speeds higher than Mach 10. It also seeks to traditional land that bridges the gap between conventional aircraft and the difficulties with hypersonic vehicles. In hypersonic propulsion is significant. Scramjets made for flying at supersonic speeds flow battle with lower ignition speeds, necessitating outside assistance propulsion systems. In spite of these impediments, current investigations and testing show encouraging developments in the search for useful scramjet engines, though a little bit different method originates with Dark Horse, unmanned hypersonic remotely piloted planes created by the Atlanta-based aviation company Hero. Dark Horse makes use of a ramjet engine known as Chimera, which costs $18 million cycle combined. In contrast to scramjet, supersonic air is slowed down by ramjets before lighting it and lowering the engineering complexity and expense. But this approach has certain speed restrictions, such as it should arrive at hypersonic speeds less than Mach 6. To enhance comprehension, the undertaking's technical component Hermes uses a combined turbine-based cycle motor or TEC that, in effect, combines the powers of a turbine engine paired with a ramjet's. A hybrid engine can switch over smoothly between a slow and a fast speed operation, including key stages such as landing. Hermes and the takeoff cruise has decided on the F-100 Pratt & Whitney power plant for the turbofan section of the Chimera is the Atlanta-based engine. The hypersonic company just released a remarkable advancement in aerospace technology by obtaining an F-1, the Pratt & Whitney 10,229 engine. This motor is well known for its part in fueling the F-15 Eagles and F-15. The F-100 engine will power the F-16s. The driving power behind Hermes hypersonic Dark Horse planes that are powered by it to astounding Mach 2.8 speeds on path to an incredible Mach 5. This engine switch from turbocharged to ramjet power was effectively shown in a wind tunnel by 2022, intending to put it to the test on Dark Horse within 2025 saw this important development, which was Hermes declared earlier in June as stated by the CEO of the business, making the choice to upgrade to a stronger traditional power plant had been incorporated into their strategic plan. This move in line with the development of Hermia since their first remotely operated aircraft to the more advanced quarter-horse test reusable and substantial hypersonic autonomous aerial system, or WAAS. Dark Horse penetrating deeper into the organization hopes to create 20 hypersonic passenger planes are named Hyan to confirm the company's Chimera, using the quarter horse as a miniature tested aircraft, using the General Electric J-85 50,000 pounds thrust when combined with a ramjet engine. This combination is intended to accomplish speeds greater than Mach 4. In contrast, Dark Horse is set to become an adaptable aircraft with 2 roles will serve as a payload transporting hypersonic testing platform and a functional unmanned aircraft used for defense, and Dark Horse's intelligence clients be outfitted with an enlarged Chimera 2 propelling mechanism, with Pratt and the F-100 engine from AMP Whitney, within striking momentum of 29,100 pounds in addition to an internal constructed ramjet with an inlet ram burner and bypass system. In the pre-cooler, this sophisticated configuration will make possible Dark Horse to reach hypersonic travel speeds, after which there is the Lockheed Martin project known as SR-72, creating a lot of buzz in the aviation world. Sometimes known as the SR-72. Son of Blackbird, carries the legendary's legacy SR-71, and seeks to advance matters. Lockheed Martin is the global leader in biggest defense contractor, imagines that the versatile SR-72 aircraft has an arsenal with weapons, missiles, and even energy weapons with a laser focus intended for monitoring and reconnaissance and gathering intelligence, as well as being outfitted with cutting-edge sensors, as well as picture-capturing cameras covering almost 100 miles, while other countries were creating anti-satellite technologies that deny weapons areas and swiftly evading jets that the U.S. acknowledged the pressing requirement for a fresh spy plane. The new aircraft needed to be extraordinarily quickly, allowing it to enter a secure airspace observation and recording of conduct pictures, and possibly even make a target long before enemies could find or stop it. These capabilities were insurmountable. Fighter aircraft of the 5th generation, or any recognized space programs, that the SR-72 resolves this issue, as it has an anticipated maximum speed of Mach 6, or roughly double the fastest speed the SR-71 is capable of. Additionally, attain this extraordinary speed while flying at 880,000 feet in altitude, the same as 3 times the height of this, implied that Mount Everest airplanes could travel around the world in only 1 power. The exceptional the SR-72's velocity is made possible through a combined cycle scramjet turbofan engine, a system that Lockheed Martin has gathered 30 years of discovered. This top-secret undertaking, enveloped in mystery, has been in development since 2007, but engineers at the Skunk Works of Lockheed Martin had most likely started the investigation and development several years earlier. Particularly, NASA has made a $1 billion investment in potentially creating the SR-72, supplying innovative technologies that might raise it even higher capacities. Because of these developments, that the SR-72 is anticipated to have a price tag of approximately $1 billion. But still, traveling at such astounding speeds are accompanied by a variety of obstacles that the aircraft must overcome. The extreme heating caused by aerodynamics, which results in a notable rise in surface. These are high temperatures, sufficient to melt traditional aircraft components. Thus, the SR-72 must be built using unique metal and ceramic composite alloys, comparable to the substances used in space shuttles. What stands out the most is the use of 3-dimensional printing technology in building. This advanced manufacturing process enables the production of complex parts that were, for example, previously unattainable. We're going to 3D print the cooling system inside the engine. The application 3D printing is expected to transform the aerospace manufacturing industry. Even though this seems scientific, a large portion of this research is fiction, based on the actual experiences of Vehicle for Hypersonic Technology 2, or HEV2, created by the Defense in 2010. DARPA, the Agency for Advanced Research Projects. The HEV2 attained an incredible velocity of Mach 20 for 9 minutes, is comparable to roughly 13,000 miles per hour. But sadly, the drone lost control, and its self-driving feature started a self-destruct sequence that makes it jump into the Pacific. However, DARPA thinks that the understanding obtained from this project can be utilized in the SR-72 initiative as a proof of this. DARPA canceled the 3rd test of a Mach 20 UAV as scheduled. Considering this advanced future, the SR-72 version might not be the only assist in obtaining intelligence and for reconnaissance objectives, but could possibly possess the means to deploy missiles that travel at hypersonic speed. Precision addresses the consequences of these technological advancements are nothing short of revolutionary, giving the United States possessing an unparalleled benefit regarding spies and possibilities. Hypersonic military capabilities airplanes, in conjunction with hypersonic missiles, might possibly breach strong air defenses and target almost any place throughout a continent in less than 60 minutes. According to Bradley Martin's program manager, speed was locked. Symbolizes the upcoming aviation frontier essential for fending off new threats in the ensuing decades. This technology would, if accomplished, be a similar to game changer in the battlefield. The role of transformation stealth. The role that technology plays today, though, is that many wise readers have observed that such advance, there are no weapons in use today. The development of hypersonic missiles and aircraft pose difficult challenges. Engineers in the engine must not only design rockets that are resistant to the extreme heat and air resistance encountered at reach hypersonic speeds, and address the issue of how a missile can change its maneuverability, its path while in flight, when its turning radius could be hundreds of miles, and eat a large quantity of fuel. These obstacles in the process significant and would require innovative technologies. But the SR-72 project provides more than simply swiftness. It seeks to resolve some of the shortcomings present in its predecessor. Thanks to the SR-71 Blackbird, with today's technology, engineers can re-examine the mission blueprint for the Blackbird and address a few of the shortcomings technology of the 1970s. These may consist of getting rid of outdated systems like the countdown on the space shuttle for launch, or the fact that the SR-71 had an extended turnaround time of over a week for an additional flight on top of the SR-72, is adaptable enough to be staffed by pilots or operated remotely, making it is extremely nimble and able to withstanding greater acceleration and tighter turns with higher G-forces, eradicating some of the original aircraft shortcomings. With this resolve to make the SR-72 the absolute best for some people, there is no reason it's impossible for another supersonic like the Aurora to exist. Still, the U.S. government has consistently maintained that the evidence supporting the existence of the Aurora is at best circumstantial and speculative. They offer little reason to contradict this official stance, yet some remain unconvinced. Experts like Bill Sweetman, a writer and Black Project's authority, believe that Aurora is more likely to be in active development than not. Recent technological advancements have made it possible for ambitions conceived a generation ago to be realized. Moreover, the mature state of hypersonic technology, as seen in the SR-72 program, indicates that it may have been used in other classified aircraft development projects. Intriguingly, a mysterious $9 billion budget black hole in 2006 has never been attributed to any existing Air Force program, including the B-2 bomber. Some speculate that this is where the enigmatic Aurora spy plane may be lurking deep within the realm of classified cutting-edge aviation technology. Thanks for watching. While you're still here, click on the link appearing on your screen to watch another of our interesting videos. See you there.